this is Captain Chaudhary. Today I'm going to talk about the pressurized CO2 cylinders. Pressurized CO2 bottles which are used in firefighting. They are used as fixed firefighting medium. So we need to see what is stated about the maintenance of the bottle itself and the accessory gears. So if we look at chapter 2.2 of SOLAS, chapter 2.2 of SOLAS deals with firefighting system, extinction, preventing the spread of fire, detection, etc. So this regulation 14.2.2 of chapter 2.2 says that the guidelines should be provided so that there is ongoing continuous maintenance of the system on board. MSc.1 circular.1318 revision 1 talks about this circular is dated May 21. It talks about various aspects of maintenance. So it is revised guidelines in respect of maintenance of CO2 system on board. It talks about monthly inspections. It talks about what maintenance should be carried out, what should be done on the passenger ship every 2 years, or what should be done on cargo ship, when it comes to intermediate survey, periodic survey, or renewal survey. It also talks about what should be done after 5 years and what should be done after 10 years and every 10 years. So we will see in detail about this circular, which is revised guidelines in respect of maintenance. So these guidelines, of course, it is international, so they are general. It does not replace the regular guidelines in respect of maintenance. Regular maintenance as suggested by the manufacturer is always there. So what is stated here is in addition to what is specified by the manufacturer, right? So it means that it is possible that certain parts would be maintained, certain events, certain maintenance would be done by the shore people, that is the expert of the equipment, who are trained by the manufacturers also, and there are some items of maintenance which would be done by the ship's people. Ship's people should be able to do that. So there should be a maintenance plan, and that maintenance plan should clearly indicate like what parts would be maintained by the ship people, and the details if necessary in respect of maintenance of those parts. In respect of carbon dioxide, we must understand that this gas is heavier than the air. So when you go to a chamber on the ship where CO2 bottles are kept, by mistake, there might be some certain things which are overlooked by the manufacturer or the shipyard. I saw on one ship, the CO2 room was below the main deck. I mean, from the main deck you have to climb down. And I clearly remember that there was no exhaust arrangement or ventilation arrangement from the bottom. So this is very, very dangerous, because CO2 can be a silent killer. Imagine somebody climbs down to the CO2 room and he does not realize, in fact the CO2 he might find a little cooling and pleasant also. He relaxes there and he will continue to be there, because it's not toxic, it is not irritant, but the person does not get oxygen. So if he falls asleep, then it is very dangerous for that person. So what they have done is, probably through some accident on some ship, they would have started this. Every CO2 room at the bottom level, at the lowest level, it should have an exhaust, and the ventilation should be continuously on when you go for doing the maintenance in the CO2 room. At the same time, there should be other things which should be noted for a person who comes for maintenance, like what precautions he has. Accidentally, he should not open up some valve or try to do the maintenance on a particular valve or connector or things like that, and accidentally the CO2 gets released. So because it is a matter of safety, it is a matter of safety equipment certificate, and it deals with the safety at work. So the procedures in respect of maintenance, number one, should be included in the ship's SMS, and number two, it must be based on the manufacturer's instructions in respect of maintenance. So onboard maintenance plan should include maintenance and inspection procedures and instructions, required schedule for periodic maintenance and inspections, listing of recommended spare parts, and records of inspections and maintenance, including corrective action taken to maintain the system in operable condition. It is recommended that every 30 days, that is every month, the inspection of the system, the fire extinguishing systems, the fixed fire extinguishing system should undertake the following. For example, general inspection. General inspection means general condition. When you look at a machinery or equipment, you get a general idea whether the machinery and the connected components are duly maintained or not. So I would say one of the first things you would see that there is no dust or grease accumulated, and then of course you will look for any leakage, you will look for any damage that has happened, you look for where there is arrangement of securing whatever the part is not rusted, it is well lubricated, etc. Specifically, it is said that all stop valves are in closed position, all releasing controls are in proper position and readily accessible to immediate use. Sometimes a ship is taken over from a country or a nation where the official language is different than English, and if you are an English speaking country, your officers are generally speaking English, and the plans are say in German. I mean, normally there is a three-way control valve, and if you put it one way, the samples are taken from a compartment, and if you put it other way, the samples will stop coming from that compartment and continue to come from the other compartment. So it is very important that you know the proper adjustment of the control. Otherwise, in case of fire, it might so happen that when you want to send the carbon dioxide in a particular compartment, it might go to every other compartment but that compartment. If the instructions are not clear, or if the language which is there in the plan or instructions is not the one which can be understood by the user. All discharge piping and pneumatic piping is intact and has not been damaged. There are specialized pipings, because one must understand that when CO2 is released, there is this pressurized CO2 which is going to expand, and as any gas expands or a liquid becomes gas, there is this cooling that takes place, including the latent heat that is given out, and then what will happen is that piping which is there will immediately appear extremely cold, and dew and sometimes icing is deposited on outside. So if the pipe is not appropriate, you cannot replace any flexible pipe. You might think that this pipe is not looking good, and you might place some ordinary pipe there. No, you cannot do that. It has to be the proper pipe, whether you're talking about metal pipe or you're talking about flexible pipe. It has to be replaced by appropriate material pipe only. So it's very important. These flexible pipes, if they are of substandard quality, as soon as you switch on the gas, these pipes will simply crack. So all the flexible pipes and pneumatic pipes, etc., they should be seen for the condition, and if you feel that some component is appearing, any of these pipes are appearing substandard, or they need to be replaced, or they are deteriorated, then their change should be done only in the specified way. Then we are talking about these pressurized bottles, the CO2 bottles, and several of them, they are kept in one room. They have to be stored properly. They should not be moving in movement, rolling, pitching, vibration. They should stand still. So normally the securing is at two levels. One is 1/3 from top, and other one is nearly at the bottom level. The one which is 1/3 from top, normally between the two bottles, there is a nut, there is a screw that is tightened, and there is a rubber packing which presses both the cylinders. And similar thing happens with the entire gang of bottles. In addition to this, there is metal framing which encloses the whole gang, against the bulkhead. So the securing has to be checked. You have to check the tightening bolts which are on the packing, and if there are any other bolts, by any chance, if somebody has opened them for maintenance, they have to be secured tight, right? Then all the alarms which are there, or any indicator, any accessory with the bottle should not appear, damaged or in deteriorated condition. Now, sometimes on the ships you might have a low pressure CO2 system. So low pressure CO2 system is the one where you preserve the CO2 not at ambient temperature like the normal CO2 bottles. So normal CO2 bottles, they might be stored at very high pressure, and that's why they can be maintained at room temperature or ambient temperature. But these frozen bottles, they might be say at 19 or 20 atmospheric pressure, right? 90 or 20 bars. So that kind of pressure, when you are keeping it, is considered low pressure, relative low pressure. So they are called low pressure systems. So instead of using so many bottles, there is a CO2 bottle, the giant CO2 bottle, which is insulated and which keeps the CO2 inside. The entire room is actually insulated, and there is a method by which we can gauge the level of liquid inside, and there are pressure gauges, there are controls. Then there is this cabinet. There is a cabinet where it is indicated, like if you want to inject the CO2 into engine room, which control to be used, and similarly for the other holds, compartments or car decks, etc. So now this low pressure CO2 system, when you have on board, there are certain precautions. The IMO or MSC has stated that you should look for these things. Thus, the pressure gauge is reading in the normal range. The liquid level indicator is reading within the proper level. The manually operated storage tank main service valve is secured in open position, and the vapor supply line valve is secured in the open position. You must carefully check the entire securing system. Securing system is the method by which the bottle is secured in that compartment, that nothing looks unhealthy, nothing looks untidy. There is no undue grease, there is nothing that is getting rusted. In general, the cleanliness is the best guide to do a monthly inspection. Now when it comes to annual inspection, let us start from the outside and then we will proceed towards the CO2 room. First of all, what are the places? Let's look at the places which are protected by the CO2 system or the fixed fire wetting system. They have to close properly. So whatever is the closing arrangement, that has to be carefully checked, including the packings, etc., the condition. Any modification was done in past, or in recent time any modification was done, and while doing the modification, probably this was not seen, this was not checked, that this is a CO2 protected room, and this has to be properly closed or should be closable when it comes to. And also there should be a warning which must be posted outside this room, this protected room, that this room is, or this place is protected by CO2 extinguishing system, and in case people are working there and they hear any alarm, then this place has to be vacated. Now in the annual inspection, coming to the bottle itself, a general condition of bottle should be good. When you look at the bottle, the health of the bottle should be assessed. For example, any damage, any dent, any deterioration, any oxidation of the metal, should warn you, and that bottle should be hydrostatically tested. I should say retested. So wherever these flexible pipes are there, connections are there, pneumatic lines are there, all these lines must be checked for the condition and securing. They should be properly secured. Sometimes you might have a clamp of a special kind holding these pipes together, and also holding the pipes against some fixed securing point, so that as the ship makes the movement, these pipes have no chance to get damaged. In the annual inspection, you must also look at all the remote control stations from where the CO2 can be released. And one must check, as I told you before also, the instructions should be clear and understandable by the crew, and it should be ensured that there is no confusion about the instructions, right? And the instruction should be available at all the control stations. Now we are going to talk, in my next video, I'm going to talk about the other kind of maintenance which is done in case of these CO2 bottles, and that would include like 10-yearly inspection, 5-yearly inspections, and the inspections which is done during intermediate survey and renewal survey, etc.